Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then you two are at the center of the world. We'll get to that later. The title of this morning's talk is The Ice Maker Broke. Oh, God. What next? Well, actually, my ice maker broke some time ago. We got a new refrigerator, big deluxe thing, I guess around 2014. And it wasn't too many, just a couple of years after that, that the ice maker, it froze up in the back. And I couldn't thaw it myself. I'd have to call in a technician to come thaw it, and they would charge $80. So I figured, well, the hell with that. I mean, we're on Social Security. So just said, I'll just make ice myself in the old-fashioned way. So there's a bucket inside the refrigerator. So I just take the little ice trays, not the old metal ones with the handle, but the plastic ones that just break open, and I'll fill up the ice tray. And we don't use much ice except for my scotch in the evening. So that's what I've been doing. But it wasn't until this morning when I was writing that I realized it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. The ice maker broke. The ice maker broke. Okay, so this is my working metaphor for the morning. What is the ice maker? From a Zen point of view, you see. Well, the ice maker makes cubes out of water. Now, what is your ego? What is your? I don't like the word ego. I like Albert Lowe, my Zen teacher. He likes SOS, sense of self. Sense of self. Sense of separate self. We all have that. You know what it is. Whenever anybody insults you, your sense of self gets bent, burnt, pricked. So whenever anything irritates you, there it is. It's the self that is irritated. It's the self that is offended. It is the self that reacts. It is the self that hits back. It is the self that gets depressed. It is the self that is negative or positive. It is the self that gets so happy when all the bills are paid. And it is the self that gets so unhappy when the ice maker breaks down. Oh, damn, the ice maker broke. What's next? Just when I got all the bills, just when everything was perfect, the ice maker breaks. What's next? Life is just one damn thing after another. That's the self doing that. The SOS, sense of self. I like SOS because it's the sense of self is always crying SOS. Help. Help. I just hit an iceberg. SOS. My ship just hit the world. SOS. I'm sinking. SOS. Sense of self. It's much better than ego. Ego has become useless. Ego is like, this ego I've got to deal with. Well, it's the sense of self that's dealing with the ego. The sense of self has created the ego. So you can have something to punch. So you can have something to blame. So that's the sense of self denies itself by creating the ego. So I'm trying to get rid of the ego. The ego did it. Remember, what was that comedian? I forgot now. It's a black guy from the 60s. The name escapes me, but he did a routine on "The Devil Made Me Do It." The devil made me do it. So anyway, The ice maker broke. Now, what is the ice maker? From a Zen point of view, it's that which makes the sense of self as a cube of frozen awareness, or water. So the ice maker takes water and freezes it, creates a sense of self that has a shape. Of course, not when you make ice cubes, they all have the same shape. But self ice cubes all have unique shapes like snowflakes. So every self is like a snowflake. It wants to be unique. It's horrified, particularly like women, for instance, if somebody else is wearing their dress. So we all want to be unique snowflakes or ice cubes. We go to great lengths to make ourselves different from other snowflakes because we want to be separate. We want to be unique. We want to be an individual. We want to be free. This is America. America is a nation of snowflakes made into ice cubes. Right, and so we want to get to be the biggest ice cube on the tray, of course. And ice cubes will gather together to make icebergs. So a political party would be an iceberg made of ice cubes, you see. And so the bigger the iceberg, the more unique it is, the more special it is, the more in control it is, you see. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Control, control, control. Special, special, special. So we're driven to be special, the sense of specialness. So what happens when the ice maker breaks and you can't make more ice cubes? Well, you become water. You become your original mind. Your true self is water. Your true self is your face before the ice maker made an ice cube. Your true face is water. Now, a lot of the teachings of water, of course, this Taoism is all about the water course way, being water. We talk about it all the time. If you're quoting any spiritual stuff, you know, water, water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Well, meaning you can't drink it because nobody's melting it. Everybody's freezing the water into separate, unique ice cubes, and they bang together, clash, clash, clash. So the ice cube is fearful. It's fearful if it starts to melt. If somebody attacks you or offends you on Facebook, it's because they make you feel melted. They're melting your ice. And attack back. And so when you attack back and you react, you fight back, you see, that makes more ice. That freezes your ice, stops it from melting. So we're constantly being melted by the world and then freezing back again. Melt, freeze, melt, freeze, melt, freeze. And we all want to believe that my ice is original. My ice is the unique ice, you see, but it's all water. True self is no self. True self is no ice. Water is no ice, and yet you cannot separate the water from the ice. Now this is where Zen or Mahayana Buddhism is so radical. Because what we want to do with our analytical mind is separate the water from the ice. Oh, I want to be water. I don't want to be ice. You see, so I want to get rid of the ego. I want to get rid of the self. I want to be water and no ice. Ice is a thing. I want to be empty. Emptiness is water. Now this is where we get back into Zen and the irony of Zen. So Zen says form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Well, form is ice. Emptiness is water. No form. Yet it's something. It's not, water is not there. It doesn't have any form. It's formless, but it's there. It's just formless. So water is your mind, your awareness, before it becomes ice or form or a thing, you see. Now follow me with this. So form is form because I see it. We know form because it has characteristics. Every form is unique from other forms. If you keep looking for it, you go get a microscope, you'll find something different. You see, nothing is exactly like anything else. There's always some difference somewhere. Vive la difference, we say, you see. This gets into politics. So communism is like no form. Everybody's the same. Americanism is everybody's different. Everybody's unique. These are two opposite ends of the polarity. Emptiness, communism is empty. Socialism is empty. No form, no individualism. Empty. Form, everybody's unique. Individuals, you see. So the ice fears the water. And so anyway, we're digging a hole here. Hang in there with me, so if I can get out of this talk. So the form is emptiness. Ice is water. Water is ice. They're different, but they can't be separated. They can't be separated. Form is form. Emptiness is emptiness, or water. But in life, they're different, but not set. You can't take the water out of ice. You can't take the water out of ice. But if you say water, I've just made more ice, you see, because now I don't know the water, I know the word water. So now I've got an idea of water. And that's form, a mental form, so that's ice. So we can never really get to the water because you are the water. And you can't get outside of yourself to say, oh, there I am. You know, you're always outside, you're always water, you're always emptiness, you're always I am, using words to create ice cubes or forms, and we even create ourselves as an idea, a personality, a thing, you see. But the water, the emptiness, cannot be known yet. It is the ice, you see. This is the magic. This is the mystery. That has to be, this is the Zen Koan that has to be penetrated. Water is ice, ice is water. They're different but can't be separated. So you, who are you, you see? Whatever you think you are, that's just another ice cube. So what happens when the ice maker breaks? What happens when the ice maker breaks? Well, you have to make your own ice. You have to create yourself. Out of what? Water. So you create yourself out of you. But you don't depend upon other ice cubes, other shapes, you see. So this is the liberation, the great liberation, when the ice maker dies, when the ice maker breaks. Thanks for dropping in. Stop, get off, get off.